Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Steffi and if you're new here, welcome. So today's video is going to be it's a roundup about 2020 and the lessons I have learned this year. I know that earlier on most people were like, oh, 2020 is cancelled and everyone had a lot to say about it. But I think I have had time to think through it, and I'm one person who's really mindful of the words that come out of my mouth because I believe words mean a lot and they've got a huge impact. And words, whatever comes from your mouth, you're testifying it into your life. So I am very particular about what I say and whatever comes from my mouth. So hear me out. Lesson number 1. This year I have learned about the importance of self-care, and this does not necessarily just mean having a bubble bath every Sunday or having a facial mask and what have you. I think it's about being intentional with whatever activity that you're doing that is meant to promote your mental health, that is meant to help you be at ease and be more of a well-balanced person. Because in life you've got work, some have got kids, some have got, other huge responsibilities going on everywhere, and it's rare that we really take that intentional time to really take care of ourselves. But one thing I always try to remind myself is that if I am not the best that I am, I'm not going to perform to the best of my abilities because I am not myself. So yeah, self-care has been a priority this year for me. I have intentionally made myself a bath, but I've also made intentional decisions to stay off social media for a bit. I take breaks every now and then just to be away from all the noise that's happening around the world. It really is important to know when things are getting to you, because we are in a culture where you're meant to consume. But if you're not careful, all you're doing is putting things into your head, but you're not really marinating what exactly you're learning from those things that you're consuming. So intentional time to take care of myself via whatever rituals that I do to promote the self-care. That's what I personally do, and I did more of this year. Lesson number 2 that I learned this year is that trials are a season, not a destination. We will get through them. With trials, I've had my fair share of trials this year. I lost my job, and I think that's the most difficult trial that I've encountered. And it's just the sudden, like someone just takes away that stability, and you're at a point where the uncertainty of the pandemic and the uncertainty of no income at all. You've got a household to keep, and all the adulting stuff that you have to do, and it really took a toll on me. However, I think with my faith, I exercise my faith. I believe in God, and that really helped me to not to lean on my own understanding, but to remember that God is with me throughout whatever trials I may go through. He is with me. It might feel like I am alone, but He is always there with me. And whatever I go through, from experience, it's either trying to teach me something or a bigger door is going to open. So I stand by that, and I believe something will work through and something will come out at the end of a tunnel. Lesson number 3, the power of giving. This year I have intentionally done the giving exercise. Like, I've exercised giving more than I did previously. And this involves especially people back home. I'm one person that still has ties with family in Zambia, so sometimes there are people that I don't even talk to, but they were with me when I was growing up. They took care of me because I grew up on a block of flats in Ndola, and for us, I mean, I think it's in every Zambian, well, let me not talk for everybody, but I believe in our culture, it takes a village to bring up a child. So for me, I grew up with so many aunties, even though we were not blood related, but they would take care of you, they would pick me up from school, and things like that. So I'll share one that I think really touched my heart. So I organized for a package to be delivered to our neighbor, who I grew up to call Ambuya. Ambuya is grandma, and she's known me, or she's known me and my siblings from the time we were born. So it only felt right for us to do something for her, and it was totally spontaneous. I just quickly called my siblings and said, okay, let's do this for her for Christmas, let's surprise her. And the way she received it just melted my heart. There's no words to explain the joy that I felt, and how my siblings felt as well. And it's that feeling that just makes you want to do more of it, because you never know what people are going through, and just that kind gesture would have meant the world to them at that particular moment. So definitely I will be doing more of that going forward. Okay, lesson number 4, flexibility. Can we address how the pandemic just shook everything? Like, I really had to become more flexible at the time when I had my job, I had to be flexible in working from home, which was like totally new to me. I had never worked from home before, but for hubby, he's always worked from home. So for him, there was not much of an adjustment. For me, it was one of those things where I had to learn to organize my day in such a way that I don't feel overwhelmed, and to know when to stop to work, when to stop working, and when to then switch to wifey mode and things like that. So it was more about flexibility, exercising that flexibility, and also just being more present, because it's easy to just be in your own space and forgetting the person that you're living with. So I think that flexibility had to be exercised in that manner. Lesson number 5, happiness is self-created. Oh, with this one, honestly, I learned that I have to create my own happiness and not rely on other people to make me happy, because I think it's unfair to put that burden on somebody else to say, oh, he should make me happy. No, I should make myself happy. And if it means me going for a walk, if that's going to make me happy all alone, that's fine, then I'll do that. So make sure you know the things that, do the things that make you happy. For me, it's cooking. I love to cook. I love to feed people. So I do more of that if I'm feeling low, just to lift up my spirit, to be in that vibration. I just go and cook something. Lesson number 6. Contentment, or should I say gratitude. Whew. This year has taught me to really be content and be grateful for everything that I have. I have all I need. Everything else is a want, really. Besides a job. I still need that. But in all seriousness, it's really taught me to be grateful for even just being able to wake up every morning, to be able to, my body functioning the way it should be functioning. I know that people that have been affected by this virus, which is very deadly, as we all know, and it's left others bedridden. So it's things like that, that we take for granted. We just think, oh yeah, waking up is normal. Yeah, open your eyelids. No, it's not. So it's something to be really grateful for. And we have actually also, yeah, this year, my hubby and I, we started telling each other what, like, 3 things we're grateful for every day before we go to sleep. So that's been really nice, and it just makes you realize that you have all you need, really. And for me, it's just having hubby around, having my family and friends, and having a shelter, a roof over our head, running water, having food on the table, all that. I'm so grateful for it. So yeah. Also, if I should say, being grateful and content is probably one of the most important keys to happiness during this pandemic, if I do say so myself. Lesson number 7. This year has taught me how to stop, like, just stop, be still for once, and just take in the present moment. Because most of the time it's like you always have things to do. Oh, okay, I'm going to work. After work, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. But I think having the ability to just stop for a minute and just take in the present moment has been a gift, and it's something that I will be exercising going forward. It's good to stop and analyze things, put things into perspective, and kind of see where are you going, like more like if you're on the road, you're driving, and you're not sure where you're going, because I don't know about you, but I get moments where I'm like, oh, where am I going? Yeah, so you have to stop at a safe spot and then readjust, try to see fix your tom-tom or whatever, and once you know exactly where you're going, then you're back on the road. So yeah, this year has been about stopping and readjusting, reanalyzing, oh, where is my life going? Lesson number 8. Stop worrying about the things that haven't happened yet. Worry is something that I think we all encounter one way or the other. And for me, I think it all boils down to the uncertainty that this year has brought. And when I sit down, there's so many things that I think about, on top of the list, the wedding that I thought would have happened by now, it hasn't happened. And with the disease as well, both my parents are, they're key workers. They go out there every single day, and I do tend to worry sometimes, but I think I have now taught myself to stop worrying about things that haven't happened yet, and also to put my trust in God, because I can't worry about things that I have no control of. That's just going to send me into a whole depressed state, and then I won't be able to function to the best of my ability. So worry for me is something that I have learned to try and stop doing much of, and rather focus on the things that I can do, the things that I have control over. Lesson number 9. I actually learned that I can cook. Like, guys, I'm going to blow my own horn. In fact, whilst we're on this topic, go and follow my cooking page. I will leave the details here. And check out my cooking. Really, it's something that actually, my cooking page, I only started it in April. I think in April, when we went into lockdown, is when I decided to start the cooking page, because I was already doing cooking on the side, but then I didn't know how to incorporate it with my lifestyle page on Instagram. So I decided to dedicate a page just for my cooking and for me to share my joy in my kitchen. So if you're interested in that, then head over to Stephylately's kitchen and check out what I've been up to. Lesson number 10, communicating. I know communication is something it's a word that's thrown at us left, right, and center. Especially if you're about to get married or married, it's just like, oh, the emphasis of communication. But it's only when you're in the situation that you realize that you actually have to do it more intentionally. So, communication. When you're together, you're like around each other 24/7. It really is important to communicate. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm one person that I do enjoy my own company and I also enjoy my hobbies company, of course. However, it's good for me to let him know that, okay, there might be a time where I just want to be upstairs all by myself. It doesn't mean that I'm upset with you or we're arguing. I just need a bit of time to myself, and he gets it. The bottom line is learn to communicate effectively for your relationships to thrive and for you to just be able to, relate with people. Okay, so that's all I had for you today. Be sure to let me know as well what lessons you have learned this year. I'll be happy to read them in the comments down below. And if you have reached this far and not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell for you to be notified each time I have a new video. Also, don't forget to like this video. Till then, I shall see you in my next video, and Happy New Year, guys. Whatever activities you have planned for that, I hope that you have the best time and that 2021 will be a better year.